My name is Blake Strecker, and today we're going to go over 3 major lifts that every athlete should have in their repertoire. We're going to work down the line with the hang clean, an explosive Olympic movement, the overhead squat, just a key and crucial piece in developing stability and general power and strength, then the overhead press. We're going to work with one of our more efficiently developed motor pattern athletes, Zach Stover. Let's get it started. So the first lift we're going to work with is going to be the hang clean. Now, it is just an adaptation of the full clean. We like to do it out of the hang because it so closely mimics your athletic, what you're doing on an athletic basis, what you do as an athlete. It's that same athletic stance that you do in every sport. And Zach, being a football player, naturally as a linebacker, it's going to be one of the most explosive movements he can work with. So essentially what we're just going to do is Zach's going to take the bar out of the rack with his grip about shoulder width apart. Some guys can get it closer, sometimes a little bit wider outside. Zach's going to work basically down to the transition phase of the full clean. So he's going to bring the bar down to about his knees by driving his butt back and pivoting. So he's just going to bring it down to the knees and then back up to his waist. Now, what's going to come next is going to be the real power generation, the force drive. It's the second phase of the clean. He's going to drive it down to his knees, and he's going to come up triple extension and a powerful shrug. Go ahead, Zach. Wonderful. Now, he's going to complete the phase. He's going to complete the clean. He's going to come from the knees and explode his elbows up and through into a full clean. Go ahead. And 1. Now he's going to take this one straight to a front squat and back up through the floor. And rep. Wonderful. Go ahead and rack it. Through that mannerism, through his heels, he drives that bar up in the most powerful way he can. And it really just has a great carryover value to the sport of football. The next lift that myself and Zach are going to work through is going to be the overhead squat. Essentially, it's going to develop a lot of the same power and strength principles that a regular back squat will develop, and actually it mimics the motor patterns very similarly. As a matter of fact, we're actually going to have Zach go ahead and he's going to unrack the bar in a back squat position and just perform the back squat to show you there is no overall difference besides the bar position. So Zach's just going to stick his butt back and sit down for a perfect squat. He's going to drive through the heels and bring it up. So now we're going to transition to the major difference between the back squat and the overhead squat. Zach's going to adjust his grip to about what he would use for a snatch, and he's going to push press the bar overhead. He's going to keep his feet locked, shoulder width apart, just as if he would a squat, if not a little bit wider for comfort. Notice he raised his lats to maintain that thoracic extension that he's going to need in order to complete the lift, to execute it perfectly. And he's just going to mimic the same motor pattern. He's going to stick his butt back, and he's going to squat down onto his heels and drive back through. Go ahead, Zach. So his butt back, wonderful, and drive through. Notice he keeps the bar in a scapular region the whole way through. And another rep. And rack. So that essentially is going to be another way to really develop overall bodily power, and it's going to help him develop a strength that he's going to need when he works through the snatch, the actual Olympic snatch. So we're going to move on now to our final lift of the evening with Zach. He's going to demonstrate the overhead press. It's really going to be another lift that for athletes not only develops strength and power, but has transitional meaning to it. It's going to increase their strength in something like a jerk. It's going to increase just their explosive strength out on the field, the court, whatever it is they do. And so let's get into it. Zach is going to go ahead and walk up to the bar. He's going to have his grip about what he would use for a bench press, at least shoulder width apart, and he's going to unrack in the front squat position. So from here, he's just going to have his feet shoulder width apart, just like a good athlete should in the good athletic stance. Head neutral, wrist neutral. And simply put, he's going to maintain thoracic extension, and he's going to press his pure upper body up in a straight path. Go ahead, Zach. and down. And you'll notice too, to maintain a neutral neck position and keep the bar in a straight path, as he pressed up, he essentially scraped his face. All he really did was pull his neck back and tuck back under as the bar went overhead, and perform another rep back. Wonderful.